Why Jax Taylor wants Brittany Cartwright to sell their house. The Valley's Brittany Cartwright and Jax Taylor don't agree about much these days in the wake of their separation and divorce, and that includes the future of their $2 million farmhouse in the San Fernando Valley. As fans may recall, Brittany began renting homes for her and Jax's son, Cruz, after they separated in February 2024, while he stayed in the house. But while Jax was in a mental health facility, he decided to sign a lease to live next door to his friend and fellow Vanderpump Rules alum, Tom Schwartz, leaving Brittany free to move back in. Now, in a new preview for Season 2, Episode 10 of The Valley, Jax is making a bold declaration about the future of his marital home. Brittany needs to know this house needs to go on the market right now, he tells Jesse Lally. No woman needs a 5-bedroom house with 7 baths. You are a woman with a child. Get something like a 3-bedroom that's manageable as a woman. Is Brittany Cartwright selling her and Jax's house? In February 2025, Brittany said that she has no plans to sell the home she and Jax once shared. It is not going for sale anytime soon, she explained on the February 7 episode of her podcast. This is another reason why I'm hustling, because I'm going to take care of my household, and I'm going to take care of my son, and I'm just very proud that I have been able to do all of this by myself. But yeah, this is my house. I've completely taken over everything, and definitely not going to sell this baby anytime soon. I love her. Brittany did run into trouble when she discovered on Season 2, Episode 7 of The Valley, that Jax hadn't paid their mortgage for several months before entering the facility. However, Jax claims in the above preview that he's since rectified the payment issue. Why Jax Taylor didn't pay his and Brittany Cartwright's mortgage. I stopped paying when I found Julian, Jax explains in the Episode 10 preview of his anger at discovering pictures and videos shared between Brittany and his friend. I stopped paying all of our bills. I was like, great, I hope the house goes into foreclosure. But Jax also tells Jesse that when it comes to the mortgage now, he's paid it all off. Why did Jax Taylor move out of his and Brittany's house? Jax explained on The Valley Season 2 after show that part of his growth journey was to let Brittany and Cruz return to the home that they're used to. It's tough, it's not easy. You know, you're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to be a good parent, he adds during the Episode 10 preview. You're trying to do the right moves here, the right steps. It's just really overwhelming. The walls that remember. The San Fernando Valley sun filtered gently through the windows of the $2 million farmhouse. The white clapboard walls, wide porches, and fragrant eucalyptus trees surrounding it had once promised a dream. For Brittany Cartwright, that dream had taken years to build. Each tile in the Spanish kitchen, each bath in the 7-bathroom sprawl, had been a step toward what she once called forever. Now, the echoing silence of the home reminded her that forever had expired. She padded across the hardwood floors in socks, the morning's coffee cooling on the granite countertop behind her. Cruz's toys were scattered across the living room, a plastic dinosaur half-eaten by their aging bulldog, Monroe. Brittany smiled, but the moment was fleeting. Her phone vibrated on the counter. Jax, we need to talk about the house. Another one. The 5th message this week. She didn't answer. Not yet. She needed a minute to breathe in peace without Jax's latest bold declaration weighing down her day. From reality to ruin. When Brittany and Jax bought the house, it was supposed to be their fresh start, a place to raise Cruz away from the chaos of Hollywood, cameras, and screaming matches at SUR. They'd stood on the back patio, glasses of champagne in hand, and promised this house would be different. But the chaos had followed them in like smoke under the door. There were the parties Jax insisted on throwing, Tom Schwartz stumbling in with his keys lost in the koi pond, Lala Kent chain-smoking on the steps, while Brittany nursed Cruz upstairs. Then there were the silences, cold, sharp, and growing longer each week. When Brittany would suggest counseling or time off camera, and Jax would bury himself in fantasy football or TikTok commentary. By the time she discovered his texts with another woman, Julian, her heart didn't even crack. It had already calcified from years of disappointment. The mortgage war. Brittany first realized something was wrong when she got a call from the bank in early January 2024. "Ma'am, your mortgage is 90 days past due." She blinked at the statement. "That can't be right. My husband handles the payments." But it was right. Jax had stopped paying the mortgage around the same time he found out about her flirtation with Julian. Texts and a handful of selfies, nothing more, but enough for Jax to weaponize the house. He had always said it was their kingdom. Now he was letting it fall into ruin out of spite. "Let it go into foreclosure," he'd snapped during one of their last arguments before entering the mental health facility. "Let the whole thing burn." Brittany had cried in Cruz's room that night, not because she was scared of losing the house, but because Jax wasn't scared of losing them. Jax's awakening. Jax had never liked silence. Even in the sterile, minimalist rooms of the Malibu Mental Health Center, he kept asking for a TV, music, podcasts, anything to drown out the thoughts. But eventually, there was nothing left but silence and reflection. He wrote Brittany a letter every night. Most of them he tore up, some of them he mailed, none of them she replied to. He thought about Cruz's tiny feet padding through the hallway, about the backyard BBQs they'd hosted, about the night he painted the nursery sky blue while Brittany snuck him beers and picked out owl decals. The house wasn't just drywall and debt, it was history. Still, when he left the facility and moved into the guest house next to Tom Schwartz, he felt free. No longer surrounded by memories that judged him. And in that freedom, he felt entitled to decide. This house needs to go. Season 2, Episode 10 of The Valley was barely halfway through filming when Jax dropped his bombshell during a lunch with Jesse Lally. "Brittany needs to know this house needs to go on the market right now." Jesse had nodded politely, chewing his kale salad with a tension that belied his neutrality. "No woman needs a 5-bedroom house with 7 baths, Jax continued. "You are a woman with a child. Get something like a 3-bedroom that's manageable as a woman." The misogyny didn't register to Jax, or maybe it did, and he didn't care. Either way, the cameras caught every syllable. But Brittany heard it through the grapevine before the episode even aired. "This is my house." Brittany pulled up the microphone to her podcast setup. Her producer nodded, red light on. "This is another reason why I'm hustling," she said, her southern twang both soft and defiant. "Because I'm going to take care of my household. I'm going to take care of my son. And I'm proud I've been able to do all of this by myself." She let the moment breathe before adding, "But yeah, this is my house. I've completely taken over everything. I'm not going to sell this baby anytime soon. I love her." Fans applauded her independence. Jax texted her in all caps. But Brittany didn't flinch anymore. She'd earned this house. She'd nursed this home back from financial ruin. And if Jax wanted her out, he'd have to do more than play the victim on camera. Real estate, real war. Privately, Jax contacted a realtor. "If we list now," he said, "we can get at least $2.3 million. Maybe even $2.05 if Brittany stages it right." "She's not selling," the agent replied bluntly. "She will," Jax insisted. "She'll see reason." But reason wasn't what Brittany saw. She saw legacy for Cruz. She saw a structure where she'd fought through betrayal, self-doubt, single motherhood, and emerged stronger. "I didn't survive him just to sell the one thing I fought to keep," she told her best friend Kristen Doubt one night over wine. And when she caught wind of Jax's realtor meeting, she served him with a cease and desist. The right thing. Jax paced the kitchen of his new place, just 2 houses down from Brittany's. It was a bachelor pad with no soul. The walls were bare, the fridge full of protein drinks, and the only sound was the occasional bark from Monroe through the fence. He FaceTimed Tom Schwartz, desperate for validation. I'm just trying to do the right thing. Be a good parent, make smart moves, but I'm overwhelmed, man. Tom scratched his head. I get it, but trying to force Brittany out of the house? That's not the right thing, Jax. That's control, and you know it. Jax ended the call. Maybe he didn't know it, but it was hard to admit that letting go of the house of Brittany's choices was part of the growth he claimed to want. Cruz's birthday. Cruz turned 4 in April. Jax and Brittany threw a joint party in the backyard of the farmhouse True signed for the day. The house bloomed with laughter and balloons. The place felt alive again. Jax wandered the halls during the party. He found himself in the nursery, still painted blue, with faded owl decals on the walls. A toy car sat in the corner, untouched. He picked it up, fingers tightening around it. Brittany appeared in the doorway. Found something? She asked. He nodded, voice low. This house, it holds so much. She folded her arms. Yeah, and not all of it was good. I know, he whispered.